Hi there, Graham Fletcher, professional McKenzie friend and divorce coach. The issue that we're going to discuss in this video is domestic violence against men the white elephant in the room? What do I mean by that? Well, recently I attended a conference in Bristol that was around domestic violence, hosted by a kind of local solicitor firm, and there was loads of people from different areas of working with people who are victims of domestic abuse there. There was somebody who's there from a commissioning body, fairly senior within the police, who would commission domestic violence perpetrator courses. The conference itself had a picture of a man standing in a doorway with a shadow kind of coming into a room, and it very much focused on men being domestic abusers against women. And the Office of National Statistics figures show that a third of men, the domestic abuse figures, a third of them are men and 2/3 of them are women. And I kind of thought, well, this is kind of slightly strange. I know for a fact that family courts don't have domestic abuse perpetrator programs for women who domestically abuse men. They only have domestically abuse perpetrator courses for men against women, and even in those, the funding for those has been cut. So it's a curious thing, this omission of actually talking about the full picture. And so I raised my hand in the question time to the commissioner from the police and sort of said, well, why is there a disparity here? Why is the whole picture not getting addressed? Because of the figures from the ONS, there should really be courses for perpetrators on both sides. There should really be support services for both sides. There should be support for men to have better pathways to report domestic abuse if that's what they're experiencing. Because in my experience, quite often, I've met men who downplay or feel that there's a social stigma to the abusive behaviour that they've experienced within relationships. It may well have been also that they were in a co-abusive relationship where both people were being abusive in nature, and they couldn't get out of that relationship, or they didn't feel actually that they could get out of that relationship. I always feel there's a choice, but sometimes people are hanging on and trying to resolve things for the sake of the children or their family or whatever reasons. But it really seems like this kind of white elephant in the room that was kind of getting pushed aside. And I was quite grateful that when I did raise this as a question, that there was another participant at the event as well, also put their hands up and said that they thought that this was correct in another area of work that they were involved in. They had experienced that men quite often didn't share, didn't disclose, and needed a lot of support to do so. And she felt that was a blind side that needed to be addressed, and so she was supportive of my observation. And I just wonder, when the person from the police responded, they felt that this was a pathway and a strategy that was coming from government, and that they were just following government strategy, and they weren't feeding back to government that there was a failing in the strategy. They were just kind of going along with it. So, and they were saying, well, we're trying to deal with the problem, and let's start to deal with the 2/3 of the problem straight away, but ignore the other aspects. And that just seemed like a real failing. We could in 10 years be then looking at a situation where we've still not really tackled men being domestically abused. Men are still not really feeling confident to do so. And therefore, the problem's not really going to get resolved in the long term. So this is my thoughts about it. And I'm interested in hearing from you what you think as well. Do you think is the white elephant in the room? Let me hear your thoughts. I'm going to moderate the comment because I know that this can be quite a strong topic. So I think let's be gentle, respectful, and have a positive, balanced energy on this. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care. Bye.